Keep that butt. Drop a side. Down.
Boop, 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 boop. All right, breaking news. On January 16th, a bunch of small moto vloggers around the world all got served with notice from YouTube that any creator, not just moto vloggers, any creator below 1,000 subs is going to lose their ability to monetize their channel. Now, let me say, this is teetotaling time with R-Rated Customs, Anthony C. Roberson, myself, drinking a Guinness draft, and I will be chatting with my fellow in England, the wonderfully awesome, effervescent Hippo-Drones. There apparently are two qualifications in order to maintain your monetization. Your channel has to have 4,000 hours of watch time in the past 12 months and have 1,000 subscribers. So, the thing is, they are giving us approximately 30 days, more or less, a little bit more, because on February 20th, 2018, they're going to pull away our ability to monetize the channel. Now, what does that mean for us as creators? If you don't monetize, then there's no incentive for them to put your information, your videos out there for the public to see on their suggestions. What ends up happening is, because of the lack of monetization, your stuff just kind of lays stagnant. Now, one of the things that I wonder is, actually there's several things I wonder, so let's go over those. My first question is, does this mean they're not going to, YouTube is not going to receive any money from our stuff if it's not monetized? I'm pretty sure if they can sneak in their own ads, they're going to get 100% of that revenue. And it's not like they give us much off the creation, the ad revenue anyway. It's like, it takes so many clicks to even come up to a penny, it seems like. One of the problems we ran into in our previous teetotaling time, we talked about the yellow dollar sign of death, the limited or no ads run on your channel or on your video because it didn't meet the algorithm. Here's the thing, this yellow dollar sign of death is still going to be a menace because they state in their email, once the channel reaches the new threshold, it will be reviewed to make sure it adheres to our policy and guidelines, and if so, monetization will be re-enabled. So, excuse me, let's say you have Mad Max times, essentially, to scramble to get subscribers and views. Let's say you go out and do some hooligan stunts, you jump over cows, run over small children, and hit old ladies with the back of your bike as you turn corners. That's going to end up getting flagged, I'm pretty sure. So what do they do then? They probably won't remonetize you. Will the creator still receive money from previous loaded videos? Yeah, I'm not going to hold my breath on that. They know, for instance, like on my channel, if you look at my motorcycle reviews, you know, I got tens of thousands on a couple of them and several thousands on others, and they know those things sell. They do, they really do, and they're not gonna give you any profit off those. I'm pretty certain. Okay, I'll skip the next question that I asked on the forum because I really don't think the public needs to hear that one. And then my final question is, you know, there are those hinky video creators out there that are paying for subscribers, and there are even services out there for us that can promote our channels through social media and things like that to help drive subscribers to our channel. Well, the fact that they have to have 4,000 hours of watch time in the past 12 months, this is just some basic math that I did last night, last night, when this news came out in the middle of the night, because they were sneaky enough to release it at 10 p.m. Central local time. You know, knowing that a lot of people are probably offline at that point as far as creators go. But you're looking at consumption of about 11 hours of programming a day, 365 days a year on a channel, just to get the 4,000 hours of viewing. That's off the top of my head. So, I know we've batted around some ideas on the forum. You know, Hippo, what are we going to do at this point? Are we going to abandon the YouTube platform or for another platform such as Vimeo, which, you know, you can go Vimeo Pro and pay a fee, and since theirs aren't ad revenue generated, you can create a tip jar and people can give you tips based off your content. Or are we going to stick with it and see how this washes out? And then finally, my question is, if we do stick with it, are you planning on having a little protest of some sort? I know I've already created a cheeky video explaining what's going on. I think I got some other things that I'm working on as well, kind of along the lines of the resistance movement of World War II and the paperclip. For those of you who don't know about that, you know, feel free to look it up on the internet. The internet, you know, as Benjamin Franklin once said, if it's on the internet, it's got to be true. Same applies to YouTube. So back to you, Hippo. Look forward to your response.
You're right, Anthony. Thanks for that. Good question. And well, good subject, good topic. Where do we start? The 1,000 subs through natural growth is quite hard to do in the UK. I think in America it's a little bit easier to get the growth just because you've got a lot more people viewing those videos, so you've got a larger audience. Whereas in the UK it's a much smaller environment. If you look at our bigger YouTubers, they are like your smaller YouTubers. I mean, we've got all like Spicy 110. He's on, I think he's on about 70,000 subscribers or something like that. Whereas you've got Jake the Garden Snake or whatever, who are add a zero on the end of that sort of thing, you know. So the UK is a much harder environment to break through on YouTube and get your 1,000 subscribers. But because it's a smaller environment, technically you're all a bit more compact. But I think a lot of the UK viewers tend to watch a lot of the American motovlogs because YouTube is saturated with them. So it does make exposure for us quite difficult in the UK. Now the 4,000 hours, that's, when I first read it I was like, oh, it's 4,000, that's not too bad, and then I realised they meant hours, and that's what, 240,000 minutes of view time that you've got to have had in the last 365 days from when they deem your channel monetization or however you say that word. That sounds like a lot. My channel's in its first year. It's only literally just had its birthday last month, and I haven't even got 500 subscribers yet. So I'm way outside of the threshold, but I'm already on 3,500 hours of view time over the last 365 days. If I was up to 500 subscribers, I imagine I would probably be on about 4,000 hours. So the view time you can do in half the amount of subs if you put in content out that people like. I think I started a little differently from how other YouTubers go. I put out videos that are about 15 minutes long, whereas a lot of other people putting out 6-minute videos and stuff like that, and they're only putting out one video a week, which is fine. Excuse me, beer's getting to me. And they're only putting out one video a week, so you're not going to get the view time unless you've got the subs in that particular instance. I like the 15-minute video into time period thing, and I know a lot of people don't, but I don't know about my view time, whether I'm getting people to stay watching my videos all the time. I don't really pay a huge attention to the analytics that YouTube provide us with. I just make videos because I enjoy making them, and they generally last about 15 minutes long. So it's kind of how my videos are naturally. I personally think that the 4,000 hours is easily attainable. It's not going to be a problem for anyone that's putting some content out that actually gets them 1,000 subscribers, if they've earned them without buying them, that is. So yes, time span, that's not a problem. Not a problem for anyone, I don't think. And people that are whinging about it, I think it's just because they're feeling entitled. They think that YouTube owes them something, and that's a lie. YouTube doesn't owe them anything. They're providing a service for us for free, and I know that's probably going to get me some hate, but it's a free thing for us to do our hobby. You know, I mean, I make some videos because I enjoy editing. I ride motorbikes because I enjoy riding. I put a camera on my helmet and ride a motorbike. I can do two things that I enjoy doing, and I can do by the daytime when the sun's out on the bike, and in the evening when the beer's out in front of my PC putting a video together. It's my perfect hobby, you know. I mean, I love it. It's great. I love sitting in front of my PC and I love riding my bike. The things that they've given us, one of them's easy, one of them's hard. 1,000 subscribers, I think, is quite an ask. But actually, because YouTube doesn't really owe us anything, they are providing a service for us, the people that are creating content, then maybe it's just something that we have to work for. I mean, I've spent a year, like I say, on the channel, and I'm really pleased with how well it's come along. It's doing really well for itself, and I'm more than happy with how my channel's doing. Obviously, want it to do better, but that's kind of the game that we're playing on YouTube. To me, YouTube is a computer game, and it's won by producing good content and enticing people to come and look at your videos and click that like button and put a little comment on them, and then you get more points, and the points are, in YouTube's terms, dollars. And I've yet to receive a penny from YouTube because I haven't reached the old threshold yet of $100 ad revenue before they send you any money. But I don't do it for the money. The next one you mentioned was 30 days to get it all sorted. They've got to give you a deadline at some point. And actually, if you're working for YouTube, which I watched a video, I think it was posted on the forum actually, motovlog.com, someone posted there, and the TLDR of the video was that you are working for YouTube. You're not a partner, you're working for them, you're a drone, you're just a minion for them to get their money. And well, YouTube is a business, and we're just plebs on the street sticking a GoPro on our heads. So yes, we are drones, we are workers. So 30 days to fix it is tough, but you can get fired and given 30 days notice, or you can get fired and given no notice, just get out, see ya, bye. But as an employer, they are, with no employment rules and regs and stuff like that, they are giving us 30 days to sort it out. So for the people that are like that close to reaching the 1,000 subs, or 1 minute away from reaching the 4,000 hours, it gives them that chance to sort that out before they get demonetised. But actually everyone else, if it takes us 31 days to get into the situation where we are monetisable, then we automatically will get monetised from those 30 days onwards. So it's not really a race. It's just like they said, here you go, it's 30 days to get it sorted, and then we're turning off all the extra bits that you get because you're monetised, i.e. the money. But you can still get monetised again. You've just got to produce content that people want to watch. What I have noticed, and I'm just as guilty in a way of this as everyone else, is we've all done a mad rush trying to get a few more subs. And I'm like, actually, I've backed away from that now. I'm just going to keep going the way I was doing it before, try and get subs naturally. Yes, I'm going to promote my videos on Facebook, in forums, and all the various different groups and stuff like that. Well, it would be silly not to. I will never get any growth if I don't promote it. You look at a lot of the channels, and they make videos, and ignoring the fact that a lot of the videos are not stuff that I particularly choose to watch, or of a quality that I'd want to watch. But they don't do anything. They don't promote their videos. They don't go actively out and search people that would be interested in the subject that they're talking about, or the motorcycle they're riding, or what have you. They just produce content and expect it to get views all by itself. It doesn't happen like that. You've got to make people want to see your stuff. And people just feel a little bit too entitled, I think, these days. And yeah, that's not YouTube's fault. That's ours. That's something we need to address. It's getting a little bit toxic out there because everyone's rushing around going, oh, sub for sub, sub for sub. And I'm like, sub for sub? That's the most ridiculous idea ever. So if, say, my channel, for example, if I was to do a sub for sub, I would then end up with a sub list, because I'm only just over 400 subs, I would need to get another 600 subscribers. I would have to subscribe to another 600 channels. I have enough trouble filtering out my sub list the videos that I want to watch, or prioritising the videos I want to watch against the ones that I watch, just because I have a slight interest in the stuff they do, or the stuff where I feel obligated to watch as well. I'm a moderator on a forum, so I feel that I should watch a lot of the content that people put up on there, because they are the people that I'm dealing with every day when I'm online, and I think it'd be very rude of me not to at least take an active interest in the content that they were producing, that they're spending time sharing with us, with the community, and taking part in like a forum where you're actually talking to people. You're not watching videos as such, you're actually having discussions with people about those videos, about the editing topics and how to do this and how to do that. So the community side of things is what I like. So I watch a lot of channels that some of the stuff on their channels isn't exactly stuff that I would watch if I was Joe Blogs. Yeah, you mentioned the yellow fucking dollar sign. Bane of my life. I have my last video that I put up actually got that come up the other day, and I was like, no, I just had this demonetization crap from YouTube as well, and then they demonetized that video as well, and I'm like, is this the start of it? Is this the no? Because the yellow dollar sign is doom and gloom. It's just basically it's YouTube saying your content is just not something we want. Someone might pay the minusculous, tiniest amount to put an advert on there. We're not even going to bother promoting your video, and that's what I'm scared about. So currently you get the little green dollar sign, is it? I can't remember. Which goes, everything's great and hunky dory, and that means that they're promoting that video. They're going to stick it in their recommended lists or suggested videos list and stuff like that, because they get revenue off that, and they think that people are going to enjoy that because it's advertiser friendly. So if it's advertiser friendly, then it's going to be people friendly. Not quite the same thing, but I think that's how YouTube thinks things go. Whereas if you get the yellow one, they're going to stop promoting your video because they're going to get bugger all revenue from it themselves, and there's no interest in it to them. So if you're not monetizing your videos, then there's even less interest in your content from YouTube. They don't care what you're putting out there. They're not going to promote it next to Jake Paul or whoever, just to say your video is brilliant, because they get no ad revenue of it. Why would they bother? It's a waste of their time. They're much better off promoting a channel that gets 2,000 views in the first 10 minutes of it going live. Or, I mean, if you look at like PewDiePie, for example, yeah? I mean, his video, he'll put a video up and it will have had like 7 million views before he's even clicked upload, you know? I think that's down to his slow internet connection. Can you do this? Sorry. Bad. Okay, so you're on about the posting videos of hitting cows and running over children and smashing old ladies up and stuff like that to get views. Yes, you will get a lot of channels possibly doing these shock value things to try and get some extra views, in the hope that they'll either get the subs or get the hour count rolled over. They're such short-lived videos. Unless they go viral, they're not going to get a long-term turnover of views on those. So, and they're not going to get subs from them because they'll just get robbed by the channels that compile all these things together and steal all the revenue for themselves. If you go with all the cheapskate ways of getting some instant gratification views, you're going to end up with no views at the end. And this is something that actually is a question I want to throw back at you. I don't know the answer to this. So currently, if you have 4,000 hours and 1,000 subs, you get monetized. If your sub count drops below 1,000 later on, say, I don't know, you had 1,001 subs and you had the 4,000 hours of views, get monetized. Then 2 weeks later, all the people that you've subbed for sub decide to delete your channel, and now you go back down to say 800 or 900 subs. Are you now below the threshold? Do they then demonetize you again? I don't know. That's kind of worrying. Not that I'm planning on losing subs. I hope to continually engage and provide enjoyment for all the people that do watch my videos. But yeah, that does bother me a little bit. Not that I'm doing the sub for sub thing. I think that's retarded. But yeah. So that worries me. And also the hours. So you've got to have your 4,000 hours in the last 365 days for your channel to become monetizable. Now, do you have to maintain that all the way through the life of your channel? So yeah, I want to know what your thoughts are on whether YouTube are going to demonetize your channel and remonetize it, then demonetize it and then remonetize it when you're on that fluctuation point of 1,000 views and 4,000 hours. I actually think the hour thing isn't going to be a problem, because if you've got your 1,000 subs, you're going to be easily doing your 4,000 hours in a 365 time frame, as long as you're producing regular content. You also mentioned about external promotion and stuff like that, and sub for sub and paid subs and all that sort of thing. Again, I think you're very foolish if you go that route. I also think the paid subs and sub for sub goes against YouTube's terms of use and stuff. I'm not sure on that one, but yeah, I mean, why would you do that? I don't want a list of 600 extra channels that I subscribe to on my subscribe list. Like I said earlier, it's hard enough to sift through the ones I actually want to watch as it is, or prioritise the ones I want to watch as it is. I do watch them all, I just prioritise them with my time. Then you've got the paid for subs. Now, they're going to be dead, and who's to say in a year's time, because YouTube did this thing last year as well, they changed the goalpost for monetization to make it, I think you had to have 100 subs and something before you could monetize your videos last year. Now they've changed it to 1,000 subs and 4,000 hours of view time. Next year they could change it to 10,000 subs. Who knows? We don't know where they're going to go with this. So yes, it could all change and the floor could drop away from you. So paying for 1,000 subs now, say you had like 500 subs, if I paid for another 500 subs now, in a year's time, if I haven't had enough growth and YouTube change the goalposts again, I'm then going to have to go and buy some more subs just to keep maintaining a tiny little income. I think small channels really have to focus on the fact that this is a hobby. There's no money. I know your channel is actually a little different. You've done some reviews and stuff like that. You've done some very long, in-depth reviews of the Harley bikes and stuff that you've written, and they are going to intrigue people, and you're going to get some good watch time for them. And I imagine that you've actually brought in a reasonable or an acceptable amount of ad revenue from that, enough to buy memory cards or whatever, or a new case when your camera case gets cracked and stuff like that. So it keeps your kit ticking over. Don't make you any money, but it keeps your kit ticking over. I've not received a penny in a year, and it doesn't really bother me. And I think the majority of YouTubers, small YouTuber content creators, need to look at it that way. It's a hobby. Stop worrying about the money. Don't worry about the money. Think of it as a computer game. You need to get your 1,000 subs. That's not 1,000, but you need to get your 1,000 subs, and then you need to get your hours. Your hours will happen if you get the subs. If you provide good content, people will watch it. People will subscribe to you. I know a lot of my videos are hit and miss. Some of them get no views or very little views, and others get a lot more. But they're a lot more for me. They're not a lot more compared to someone else. And I think my best video is probably verging on the same amount of views as, say, Spicy's worst video, and that sort of thing. So I mean, no delusions of grandeur here. My channel is small and it is amateur, and it's just a hobby. It's just for fun. I've already mentioned it, but you did ask it as a specific question. The 4,000 hours. Time takes time. If you want the views, you've got to put in the time to get that. Don't feel entitled. Earn those hours. Put some blood, sweat and tears into creating those videos if you have to. I don't find it a chore editing a video. Maybe I'm weird, I don't know. I enjoy it, it's great. I like reliving the moment of each of those rides or each of those castles that I've gone to explore. I mean, I've got a video that's going up soon for my English Heritage motovlogs. It might be up by the time this video goes live, I don't know, but time travel and all that. I've not even posted it on YouTube yet, and I've still watched it myself about 3 or 4 times, and there's about an hour's worth of footage there. So I just love the stuff that I'm going off to see, so I don't care if no one else really loves it. I'm passionate about it, and I love that content. I think it's amazing. I'm so aware that I'm talking and talking and talking, and this is going to be a long video. But Anthony, mate, if they're demonetising us, I think we deserve to be able to have a little bit of a waffle and get those minutes up on those videos. And hey, it's all about the watch time. Other platforms, oh. You see, like I say, YouTube is a free service. They give us something. They give us a way of putting videos up with the largest audience available to us. Vimeo's great. I think you can use high resolutions and get much better quality video on there, but I think you're limited to the amount you can put on there, unless you pay them or something like that. I'm not sure. I've not really looked into it. I think you're kind of cutting off your nose to spite your own face by going there. You're going to a platform that doesn't pay you from a platform that's not paying you. No point at all. You may as well stick with where you're at, which has got the largest audience. YouTube has. Everyone knows of YouTube, not everyone knows of Vimeo. You've got Twitch and stuff like that, and Twitch I think is a good way of making money, but only if you're a game streamer or something like that. I've not even explored the idea of putting my motor videos on there. I don't think the audience is there for it, but that's just because it's not something I've looked at. Am I going to do a protest video? I'm not. I thought I was going to be bothered by this thing when it came out, when all the crap hit the fan and everyone was sitting there going, oh, it's a nightmare. But actually, I don't think it is a nightmare at all. For me, personally, and yes, I am only talking about myself here, it's not going to affect the price of fish. I don't get any money from YouTube anyway. The only difference is now I've got a goalpost, whereas before I was just like, okay, slowly catching monkey or whatever the line is, I was going to get paid eventually. And I still will get paid eventually. It'll just take me a bit longer. But I'll know when I get there that my channel's actually not just a fly-by-night thing, it's something that I've worked hard for, and I'll be a lot prouder of it by the time it gets to that point. Which I think the content providers, when they get to that point, will themselves be prouder of the fact that they're there, and hopefully that will stop them being dicks and producing shit content and stuff. Right, mate, I've talked for way too long, and your introduction was quite a long one too. This is going to be a long video. I'll try and edit some of this out, cut it down a little bit, but I don't think there's any harm in putting a long video on an emotive subject. But personally, I don't think this is really an issue. But that's only because I don't get a penny from YouTube currently. My biggest concern, just wrapping this up here before I pass it back to you, my biggest concern is that with us not having any monetization on our videos, YouTube will stop promoting our videos in the way it would have done had they earned a penny from it. I don't know if YouTube will put adverts on ours. I think if we're not monetized, I don't think they're allowed to. But I think someone mentioned that they can still do the adverts down the side of them. I don't know. I've never seen them on mine, but then I'm always watching in full screen, so all I get is the video in front of me, and then I close that video and open the next one. So I never see the adverts that are in the sidebars of YouTube. I only see the ones that come up on the video itself. So I don't know. Right. Back to you, Anthony, and sorry I've talked for so long. I hope that satisfactorily answered your questions. Anyway, mate, beers all around. Let's hear what you got to say.
Yeah, seems like you and I are about the same when we have a little bit of unencumbrance of the thought process involved. We end up thinking more. I guess we're programmed that way. I had to take notes, and I took them on my scrap piece of paper I grabbed. Let's see. I'm talking about England being a smaller country and how that makes your potential audience smaller by default. I have to disagree on that, because even as vast as America is, you made that comparison about how the American motovloggers are so much larger than the English ones. Well, that's our competition as well. So if I'm going up against a huge channel who's got a lot of exposure and name recognition, then it's going to be even harder for me to build an audience. Is 4,000 hours too easy? Well, it definitely is for mine. If you are out there and you want to look at something kind of fun, go to my channel. On the page, look for YouTube Hating Small Creators, and you'll see you'll see kind of a few of my stats in the last month. Small videos, you brought up small videos versus long videos. I think this is a longish video, but one of my longest videos right now that I've published is 1 hour and 3 minutes. Mix it up, you small creators out there, mix it up. Do some that are small, depending on the topic, and some that are large. Go back and edit out stuff if you need to. We talked about buying subs, how it's a bad thing, how even sub for sub can be a violation of the agreement. And yeah, because if you have subs, that doesn't mean they're going to watch. I've been discussing this with other moto vloggers online, and one that had a 100 or so, couple hundred or so subs more than me was wondering how my stats, my views, my hours watched was so much larger than theirs. And you talked about producing quality content, and that could be it. I think their stuff's quality. They do great editing, so that may or may not be it. YouTube being a free platform for us to post content, well, as you point out, Vimeo also has a free plan, and they allow higher quality as far as the compression, I think it is, on the videos to be better, which is something we've had to contend with, because when you do a moto vlog video, it's not like out playing practical jokes and hee-hawing around in a tight shot like we are right now. Moto vlogging, people are watching not just the bike going down the road, but they're watching the scenery, they're watching the clouds, they're watching the road. That is a lot of data to be uploaded in just one frame into the computer, whereas behind me right now, ceiling fan's not on, right? So it's not changing a lot. Ceiling's not going anywhere. My facial expressions are probably about the only thing that matters. If you ever watch a low res video, generally what ends up pixelating is the stuff that moves, because once it loads the pixels in the background, and the pixels in the background don't change, then it doesn't matter. So let's go back to Vimeo. They allow bigger file, maybe? I don't know. I don't know how they figure that out. Is YouTube free for us? No, it's not free for the viewers. That's why they have YouTube Red. It's a paid subscription service so that they don't have to watch the advertising. You're going to pay for it in one way or the other. You either pay for it by having to click skip ad, or sit through a commercial or whatever, or have commercials interrupted. We're all guilty of putting, those that monetize are guilty of contributing to that. So it's really not free, and it's not free for us. Who's got it free? YouTube, because we put a product out there for them. As you said, we're kind of employees for them. Yeah, we're producing content for them. Without the content, what would they do? They wouldn't have anything. Oh, the yellow dollar sign of death. So one thing I want to hit on that, I've got a project that's coming out next month. Everybody who's watching right now, you really need to watch for this project to hit. One of the things I found interesting is, I think it's file 3 of 3 that I uploaded for the collaboration project. 3 of 3 is still green dollar sign, and that is complete raw uncut footage, including salty language and everything. The final product is yellow dollar sign of death. What the heck? I just cleaned up the final product. So maybe YouTube does want people out there acting up. I think it's asinine if they want that, though. Producing content people want, yes, you're right. I think I shared on one of the forums you and I are involved with, where I put up my stats, and you notice there's a certain type of content that just knocks it out of the park, and also do other content, group rides and things like that with a local motorcycle organization, and that doesn't knock it out of the park at all. That doesn't even, I don't even think any of theirs even showed on the first screen, which means they had less than 4% of the viewers, of the time spent watching. So even if you make content people want locally, it doesn't mean it's content people want nationally or worldwide. We talked about the sub for subs, talked about marketing. Marketing is important. You small creators out there, you need to go out there and find the niche that your content fits in. How-to videos are helpful, but you know, what are you going to walk around saying, hey, do you need to learn how to do something? I'm going to show you here. Follow me on YouTube. Group ride videos, they're not scoring high on my list of views. So, you know, even though that's a pretty good sized group, you know, they aren't what's drawing people to my channel. 4,000 hours. I think I'm scoring about 2,000 hours a month, roughly. And I hate to brag, but damn, really? You know, and I still got to have 1,000 subs. So let's go into the sub thing. One of the questions that keeps coming up in forums and everywhere is people are like, oh, you build stuff, people are going to subscribe. No, they're not. Not if you market. Not if you go on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and forums and everywhere else. If you market your product and you consistently do that every time you release a new episode or content or whatever, there is no incentive for those viewers to subscribe to you because they are already getting notifications. Which you had talked about, you know, the sub for sub, making your sub list too long. Well, you know, there's the little subscribe, and there's the subscribe where the little bell is lit up, outlined, I think, in some kind of bracket. The bell being lit up is what the annoying thing is to a lot of people. I mean, think about, especially if you're got a bunch of people worldwide that you follow, you're gonna get notifications throughout the day. You know, you and I both have to deal with that sometimes, which, you know, that's good and bad. Other platforms, you know, again, Vimeo, it's free. You go from them not advertising at all. So where are they making their money? They are making their money off the people who paid for the paid subscriptions to upload more content or higher file amounts, versus advertisers coming on there and mucking about. That's where they're making their money. Your stuff gets on there and you can share it, and maybe people will stumble on it, but there's no active promotion going on through that channel, through that platform. Twitch, you know, it's one I need to explore right now. I do think that gamers would be interested in motorcycling, because if you look at the analytics on your channel, it's probably close to mine, where we're skewing towards the older end of the age spectrum. You know, I'm actually skewing for people that are much older than I am. The younger people aren't showing up as much. Twitch may be a possibility of opening your market up to younger people. How about this idea? Okay, and I'll repeat it because I think it's pretty snazzy. Upload across different platforms for a while and see what happens. If you do that, and let's say you have a common place, like your own Facebook page, not a personal Facebook page, but a organizational type Facebook page, you could maybe draw people from one platform over to another and vice versa. That's something I'm going to experiment with over the next few months. Right now, I'm waiting because I've already uploaded some stuff on a couple videos on Vimeo to see how they do. I still need to test to make sure they're playable across different places where I announce content. I have also uploaded a couple of our teetotaling times on Amazon, but Amazon has like a 2 to 4 business day delay before they go live with the video. I'm not quite sure why that is. Maybe they're reviewing the heck out of it. And Amazon actually makes you as the creator, if you're interested in this, people out there wanting to learn, it makes you up your game because they force you to have closed captioning. They force you to put a rating on it as far as the age-appropriate group. Even if it's unrated locally, you still have to rate it. They limit you to 3 genres that it could be part of, or excuse me, 3 tags, whereas YouTube allows you a buttload of tags. And so they also allow you to post it so people can watch it ad-free if they have Amazon Prime. They also allow you to post it so that people can watch it ad-supported, rent it, or buy it, or all the above. What I find interesting in their terms of agreement is it's almost a 50-50 split on the revenue, whether it's from the ads or it's from somebody buying it or whatever. 50-50 split, last time I checked, YouTube doesn't even get close to that for the people that they allow to monetize. So let's bring it back to YouTube and the money. Just because they demonetize our channels as small creators does not mean they're not going to be making money. YouTube has tools available to the small creator, which is nice, such as using their editing service, or excuse me, editing options, their enhancement options on your video, you know, like to take out some of the shake and things like that. But if you read the agreement on using that tool, it says you are agreeing to allow them to monetize your content. Now, if we are demonetized, they keep 100% of that revenue, which, again, they're not offering it for free. Somebody somewhere is paying something. It's not free for us. They're getting the free. They're getting the free content. So, small creators, don't give up. Explore other options. And everybody who's out there saying this is a challenge from YouTube, or it's not that big of a deal and things like that, I disagree. It's not a challenge from them. Essentially what has happened, if you look up a motovlogger named Mike Branch, I'll say motovlogger, small creator named Mike Branch, because he does more than just motovlogs. He talks about the early days of YouTubing, because he's been doing it for several, almost a decade. Talks about the early days, and the monetization was YouTube's attempt to draw more people to the platform in the early parts of it. They grew, and now they're basically saying we've got enough big stuff. We have YouTube Red. We have, you know, we're basically becoming a media network. Therefore, we don't need any more new people, or you know, or you just give it to us for free. You know, you talked about if they don't monetize us, are they going to still promote us? I'm going to switch beverage over to a Dr. Pepper. Are they going to promote us? And here's the problem with that. They may not promote us. For example, if you look at my channel, you see that this certain type of content gets tons of views, tons of hours every month consistently. They will clearly promote that because that audience is running for that, right? They're going for that. They're going to promote that. But are they going to say play next and it'll be another one of my videos, or are they going to put me anywhere on the screen? If you like, you know, Anthony C. Roberson R-Rated Customs, you'll also like Hippo-Drones or Mike Branch or Lurch or any of the other motovloggers we have. I mean, there's tons of them. I don't know. I doubt it. The problem is if they don't promote you, that leads to less exposure for you, which leads to less possibilities of somebody subscribing. So it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy in a negative way. I appreciate your input. I think you have a positive attitude about the stuff you do. So we'll see what the future holds for us all. So I'll talk to you later. And audience, again, drop down to below. You'll see links to Hippo-Drones channel. Subscribe. You'll see links. Well, you're already on my channel. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the little bell. I post between 2 to 3 times a week. I think he posts about the same frequency, so we're not overwhelming you. Oh, almost forgot. You people out there who are given the advice of doing daily posts, unless you quit your full-time job and sat around or something, or you're giving us posts about, hey, look, I got me a hamburger and I'm going to eat it. Here's my post. That's not helpful. That's ridiculous. It's just flooding the market. I think some of the big creators do that. They just flood the market with crap. Sorry. Anywho, y'all have fun. And Hippo, I wish I could remember the line, so I'll just say happy trails to everybody on this endeavor. And be sure to tune in for our next Teetotaling Time episode. I'm sure it's going to be a great one. It probably won't be as long as this. I sure hope not, because I've gone through my beer and I'm working on my soda too. Talk to you guys later. Bye.
Gonna keep that bud. Rubber side down. You know, you gotta keep that bud. Rubber side down.